in the southwest part of the valley.
A few hours later, the standoff ended. Now police try to piece together exactly what happened. The first shots were fired at the Penthouse Gentlemen's Club on Russell near Valley View. From there, police chased the suspect until he crashed near Hacienda and Rainbow. We have live team coverage. Melissa Duran goes inside the club where it all began. Allison McCarthy has an update on the officer's condition, but we start with Edward Lawrence live at the scene as eyewitnesses describe a chaotic set of events. Edward?
This is exactly where it ended. In fact, Metro Police were out here most of the day. They left about an hour ago. You can see the fence behind me is where the SUV went through it, knocked it down. The gun battle actually happened in the vacant. Taken showed the magnitude of this situation. Metro Police used armored vehicles to block in the SUV.
There were cop cars everywhere. They were surrounding the vehicle that was overturned. We could see dogs running around the area. And
They have their guns out?
oh, yeah. Guns drawn.
Police tell us the man in this Hummer started a fight and shot several times inside the Penthouse strip club just before 7 a.m. A Metro Patrol unit caught up with him on Russell Road. That's when the chase started. We talked with an eyewitness off camera who was driving in front of the Hummer. The witness says the Hummer came at a high rate of speed down Russell Road, driving in the turn lane, actually cutting the witness off to the right, going through the desert towards Durango High School. In fact, you can see on the ground where the Hummer's skid marks made tracks in the desert. The suspect drove around Durango High School, lost control, and rolled his vehicle in a vacant lot.
At that point, the suspect got out of the vehicle, fired multiple rounds at the officer, striking the officer in the right leg. The officer then returned fire at the suspect.
Sources tell us the man was hit by a police bullet, then ducked back into the SUV. Jamie Saxton watched all of the action from the house he is building next door.
They were staying back, kind of just waiting for him to move. They kept calling on the bullhorn saying, you know, put your hands up and get out of the car, but no response.
Chris Paris saw everything while looking over the wall at Spanish Trail Country Club.
They were surrounding the truck and everything, and then they stepped back and the robot thing came in, and it, I guess, was looking, took pictures or did whatever.
3 hours after it started, police confirmed what the robot camera saw. The man was dead. And the only one injured by the suspect was the officer. That officer was shot in the right leg. We're told that he should recover from those injuries. Reporting live near Tenaya and Hacienda, Edward Lawrence, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Edward. The trouble reportedly began inside the Penthouse strip club on Russell Road. Workers and guests ran for cover when the suspect opened fire. Our live team coverage continues with Melissa Duran. She talked to several people who were inside the building when those shots rang out. Melissa.
Yeah, Paula, we talked to 3 different people who were inside the club at the time. All of them heard several gunshots and all of them ducked for cover. Now, some of the employees tell me that there was an altercation inside before the shooting, but none of them expected this. Crime scene tape was placed all around the Penthouse Club after patrons and employees here were unexpectedly faced with gunfire from a patron. This 22-year-old adult entertainer, who asked us not to use her name, tells us she performed for the suspect for nearly 45 minutes. She says he kept throwing $100 bills at her and became more and more aggressive.
He wanted, to take me home. He wanted me to, be with him, and it was crazy. I was like, I'm just an entertainer. I only work here, it was crazy.
That's when she says the bouncers stepped in.
And I went to go check out, and I turned around, and the bouncers had the guy on the floor. He was trying to come after me.
Bouncers escorted him out. Robert White just happened to be walking into the club at the same time to pick up a friend. He saw everything.
They just were kind of pushing him from behind. He didn't want to leave, but I mean, he wasn't being loud or yelling or nothing.
White says after only a couple of minutes, gunshots could be heard, and they were getting closer by the second. Police say the suspect fired shots both outside and inside the club. White immediately called 911 while running for cover.
There was a total, I guess, around 7, 8, 9 shots maybe. And I ran to the back, tried to get as many walls between me and the gunshots as possible.
It was like a dream. When you're in a dream and you're trying to run really fast but you're going in slow motion, all I know is I was crawling into the dressing room as fast as I could.
The suspect managed away. Nobody was injured, but they were all now part of a crime scene, including White's truck that got hit with the bullet. And though they all survived, the shock hasn't gone away. Now, the adult entertainer tells us that the suspect had been drinking. We contacted the club to see if they could give us a more detailed description of the suspect's behavior before he was kicked out and came back in with a gun. They have yet to make a comment. Reporting live, Melissa Dudon, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. As we told you, the officer is all right. He is still hospitalized, though. Allison McCarthy wraps up our live team coverage from Spring Valley Hospital, where the officer is recovering. Allison?
That's right, Dave. We've learned that the injured Metro officer is a 10-year veteran on the force, although his name won't be made public for 48 hours. That's just department policy. Metro Undersheriff Rod Jett told Eyewitness News that the officer was shot in the right leg during an exchange of gunfire with the suspect at the accident scene. The officer was brought here to Spring Valley Hospital, where he underwent surgery this afternoon. Metro says he is in good condition now and that his family, including his wife, are by his side. We're even told he is in good spirits tonight. Other fellow police officers could also be seen coming and going from the hospital throughout the day. Metro says this is the second time this year that one of its police officers has been shot and wounded.
But we all understand that it's a reality of policing, especially in today's environment, where even our schools aren't safe anymore. So I think it's important for the public to understand that, there's a lot of men and women at LVMPD to go out here each night and do just what our officer did this morning, put their lives on the line for this community.
Now, this is Metro's 9th officer-involved shooting so far this year. The last one happened less than 3 weeks ago. Once again, the injured officer from today's incident in good condition. We understand he is resting comfortably after that surgery. Reporting live from Spring Valley Hospital, I'm Allison McCarthy, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.